Happy April and welcome back to the homestead. I am working outside in the garden bed area today, getting some things buttoned up, some more cardboard laid down for some more wood chips to get laid. I took out our snowberry bush right here and have cardboard down and then have a tarp put over the top of it to hopefully smother it out so it doesn't come back. I think I'm going to actually lay down some more cardboard and probably put some wood chips on it and then put the tarp back over and see if that will be a good method of trying to smother out that snowberry bush from coming back. But I've got some boxes over here to break down, to put between the beds and kind of lay them down. And then I'm going to clean out some of the shavings that I have in the beds, and then we got our truck fixed, and so I went and got a load of soil that I'm then going to use the wheelbarrow and shovel a couple inches on each of the boxes as well. So let's do this thing. Okay, so I got these, wood shavings taken out of the boxes, and I just didn't feel like that was a good idea to leave those in and put soil on top. So I just took it out and put it in my pathway where I put the cardboard down. And so now I am going to be loading up the wheelbarrow and taking loads of soil to go and dump into the beds. These two beds right here, this one and this one, those have garlic in them, and so I'm not going to be adding to those, but the rest of them I will. The second row of right there of boxes, that's where I had my onions in, and they did terrible because I think the soil was really bad. So I added some of our rabbit manure on it in the fall just before the snow came, and now there's a ton of weeds in there and I just don't feel like weeding it out right now. So I'm going to skip those 3 boxes and focus on the 8 in back, and then this one right here in the front to get those filled up first. So that's my plan. Okay, so I went through a yard and a half of soil and I filled up 9 beds with 2 wheelbarrowfuls each. And then I also filled up some of the more beds here along the fence line. So I'll flip it around and go show you guys what I did. Okay, so over here again is where I took out a snowberry bush, and there was one here as well. So this teepee is going to go, and we're just going to do more cardboard and wood chips along there, and eventually we're going to get some fruit trees planted along here. And depending on spacing and whatnot, there might be one more row of boxes here. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go, but I left these 2. That one's full of garlic. That one has garlic there. But I still need to do some weeding in here. And then these are the 3 that I did not touch because there's quite a bit of weeding of grasses that's coming up that I need to pull, and I just don't have the bandwidth to do that because my goal was to fill up boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes are all topped up right now. And then I laid down the cardboard here and took out all of the shavings and did a layer of shavings on top there. I still have to do cardboard all along here and wood chips and everything, which is going to be a process in and of itself. Okay, I will go show you guys over here. So I've got spots for 1, 2 cherry trees that I have on order. I have a Nanking cherry right here, but I'm gonna pull that out and move it because I actually bought 3 cherry trees that I am going to be putting in there. And then I've been slowly working on doing planting beds along the fence here. So got 3 of them filled with soil. I have 1 left, and I'm actually going to do the same thing on the other side of the fence. On this side, it's going to be food production and herbs and medicinals. And then on the outside is where I'm going to have like flowers and peonies and all sorts of things. And then let's go over here because I have another plan that we are doing that I wanted to show you. So we're actually going to take down this part of the fence here, and instead of it being at an angle, we're going to square it off here, which then is going to give me quite a bit more space of gardening here. I have another Nanking right there. I'm going to pull that up and move him also, but right here is where I'm going to put my temporary greenhouse that is going to be more permanent than temporary, most likely. And so it's a brand new carport that I'm going to retrofit with some corrugated clear paneling and to turn it into a temporary greenhouse until we are able to do my window greenhouse on the other side of the garden. And so then the fence is going to go around the outside of that, and we'll get a gate over here somewhere, I think. And then my other plan is, since we have our guard dog and he's mostly on this side, but we're going to be moving the goats up over there, I want him to be able to access. So I think we're actually going to do like a 2-foot fence on the other side of this all the way down, so he can have a run to go through, so he doesn't have to go all the way around the pasture to get to the other side to be with the goats. So I'm not quite exactly sure how that's going to look. I'm thinking that we're actually going to do it on the other side of this. So the temporary gate that I have there, we'll probably pull that out, and we'll go from like that post all the way to that post and then all the way to the gate back there, and that will be the run through right there. And then along here we're going to do some more 4x4 posts so that it's going to look similar to this garden fence here. Black posts, and then we'll just reuse this fencing that we have there, and I might have it be tall fencing for the deer, just so they can't come in here and get all of our production. So I've kind of got the greenhouse laid out. That's where the permanent greenhouse is going to go. And again, we're going to have fruit trees that are going to come all the way along here. And then I think I'm going to do some in-ground beds over there as well. So we'll see. But let's go walk over there. And hi, goody pies. Stella and Delilah. Hi, sweet girls. Let's go over here and I'll show you what we've got going over here. My horseradish overwintered and is coming back, so that's really exciting. This pot's gonna move, but it's just there for right now. And this was my black lace elderberry. I see a couple of buds down there, so it may have sort of survived. And then the plan here is to kind of build up the soil around this so I can actually take that box out and not have that be there, because it's kind of I don't like it. It's bugging me. So then over here I've got rhubarb that is coming in. My strawberries are starting to come back in a little bit. Little tiny blueberry that I'll have to double check to see if he survived. My repurposed bricks that I am now changing my plan with those. And then along here I've got a wood thing here and another log over there. And I'm going to be doing the same kind of garden flower bed along this fence line as well, using the wood as a barrier. And the plan is for all of this to be wood chipped. We've got a freedom apple, and then a currant that's coming back, and a Honeycrisp apple, a currant, a Liberty apple, and then an Oregon grape. And so just, this is the half of the garden that is gonna take longer to get to where I want it to be. And there's our lovely truck that's in working conditions now. And so yeah, so having a fence along there, and then I have another apple tree that's a Cox orange pippin, and I have a Whitney crab apple also coming, and I'll get one more apple to go back over here, so we'll have 5 apples in the crab apple. And then we've got our 4 cherries, and then I'm gonna get some more fruit trees over there. Not quite sure what they're gonna be, probably like some plums or some other type of stone fruit over there, but we'll see. So there we go. So we've got lots of things, lots of projects in the works. And so like my main goal, aside from getting food crops in, is to hopefully have drop another load of wood chips so that I can finish at least the box half of the garden with the wood chips. So I've been storing a bunch of cardboard in the garage over the winter, been collecting that, so we'll be able to lay that down and then get the wood chips over the top of it, and just hopefully just get that done, move the fencing over there, and get my temporary greenhouse up. That is the ultimate goal. And then also, once my fruit trees are ready to bring home, get those planted. And then that, I think, is where we're sitting at with attainable goals for this year in the homestead garden. It's planting our fruit trees, getting the temporary greenhouse up, moving the fence, and then, you know, of course, planting all of the foods, and then getting the wood chips done. I'm really excited to get the wood chips done. It's a huge goal of mine. I got that done at our last house just before we moved. I got it all spread out and completed just in time for listing pictures. So I never really fully got to enjoy and appreciate having all of the wood chips throughout the garden. So that's like a huge goal of mine, is to just get that done so that I can just enjoy it. And it's such a silly thing, but when you get uprooted from your home, and then have to start all over, it's just a goal that I have. So that's what we've got going on here early April on the homestead. I have my onions starts that have been out, and they have been hardened off, and they are ready to be planted. So once the soil gets acclimated and settled just a little bit for a few days, then I'm going to go ahead and get those onions planted. And I've got shallots out that are been hardening off as well. So onions and shallots are gonna get planted. I've got seed potatoes in my closet waiting for it to be closer to last freeze date so I can get those planted, and all of the things. So I'm pretty excited for what we've got going on here. Attainable goals, and hopefully moving the goats is also another goal that we're going to have, but that might not happen. It's got to happen before winter, because I refuse to trek that far in the snow carrying hay again. So the goats are going to get moved before the snow. Yes. Hold me to it. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below. Ring the bell so you can be notified of when other videos are posted and uploaded. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today and helping me get my garden ready for planting season.